You're in Braves country. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate?
You're in Braves country. On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. It's time to put it all aside, get set for what should be a great day on Braves Country Radio. We'll go through the lineups today as the game moves along. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the country club. Thank you to all the country club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. See who we have kicking in the chat this Sunday afternoon. I see CT, Uncle Charlie, George Pearson, Gary the Real McCoy, sure Uncle Charlie Fritz is in here. I haven't seen him yet. And PETA. There's PETA. Iron Lung, good to see you. Gary Horniak. All right, I think we got all the country club members. I'm assuming Edward Spry's in here, but he's been kind of aloof since this team's hit the skid, so I'm not sure if he's in here or not. Some of y'all have been hiding. Fair enough. Folks that are just outside the country club with their nose pressed against the glass, we got Justin Hightower, Braden Quinn, Jameson Taylor, Mark Ricardo, Kay is in here. I think I left out a country club member, Heisman Trophy winner, George Rogers. I see Colby Covers in here. Tree Nug. I think we've got George and Neil Pierce on. When they pop up separate away from each other, I get kind of mixed up there. Jason Up and Adams, country club member in here. John, good to see you. Looks like Iron Lung has also gifted some memberships. So, real quick before we have to bust a break, Grant Holmes did go on the IL. I don't know if we'll see him again this year. They're saying, first they said elbow tightness, then they said inflammation. Inflammation sounds less serious. Normally that means that they'll shut you down for a while and he may be back by the end of the year. Tightness, originally, the first thing you think of is Tommy John. Hopefully that's not the case. I haven't seen a definitive timeline, and I haven't seen that it's not Tommy John, but we're going to go with the glass half full and hope that he comes back at some point this year, helps him get ready for 2026. Our old friend Jock Peterson's in the lineup today. And Peterson has had a horrific year for all the people that wanted to sign him and make our left fielder in the offseason. You'll realize why you are not in the front office of any baseball team. What is he batting? 131 with 2 home runs? The handwriting was on the wall last year that the game kind of passed him by. But I still think he's a viable bench addition. He's just being overpaid. They won't make that mistake again this year. If he plays another season, Peterson's going to have to take a hell of a pay cut. And maybe you do see him return to Atlanta in that fold, but probably not. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, pitch by pitch, play by play of those Atlanta Braves that love to put us through HE double hockey sticks even on a Sunday. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Welcome in, Braves country. Now, just a heads up, I might be a little bit slow to respond on certain things today as far as comments, because I'm using one of the devices we normally use to record the Hall of Fame speech that's going on this afternoon. We're going to edit it out so it's going to be much easier for y'all to listen to, and we're going to play it for y'all at a later date. But just so you know, if I don't see you immediately, that's what's going on, because the device that I normally use is sitting right in front of me, but it's got the Hall of Fame speech going on. I'm not watching it. I have it in the background. It's behind a lot of stuff, but it is being recorded. And to take it off, basically what I talked to y'all through, it was going to pick up all that noise. If I was doing two things at once, it was going to record the entire thing. So just a heads up on that. I'm going to try to adjust and make it easier for me to see some of y'all's comments, but I may be slow to it. So I had to expand the screen, which is much further away, which means I only see a couple of comments as we go. And with all that being said, I might miss one or two from here and there. I'm trying to keep an eye on other ends, but we are getting set and ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Once again, Texas is just slower than all get out to get the game started. They've done this third day in a row where they're supposed to already be up and at them, and they're nowhere near first pitch. So we're just waiting it out. I guess it's probably a typical thing with them, but the other Major League Baseball teams that we've dealt with, if it says 2:35 Eastern, that's when you get the first pitch. We're right there at it. Texas, it seems like they're always patting themselves on the back for something they haven't done, so they're doing all kinds of different, I don't know what it is, because the roof is closed again, so they're not having a flyover or anything. It's nothing like that. Everything's bigger in Texas, even the commercial breaks. Now, one thing I will warn you, Laz Diaz is behind the plate today, and he is one of the worst in Major League Baseball. I mean, it's a known thing for those of us who follow it and are in the know, the ones that do the play-by-play and whatnot. We know when we see Laz Diaz, there's just a cringe effect that you're like, ugh. It's going to be a rough day. He's highly inconsistent. And in fact, if you put Laz Diaz in your search browser on X, people, like the first thing that pops up, Laz Diaz crew is the worst in baseball. All four are a reflection of their crew chief. Braves are wearing their grays, road grays top to bottom, Lano on the chest, red, outlined in navy, along with the piping straight down the middle of the jersey and on the sides. Atlanta on the chest, tomahawk underneath, red and outlined in navy, and the tomahawk is striped in gold. Numerals, same on the back, red and navy, and the names in navy on the back. Texas is wearing a bit of a throwback-looking uniform. I don't know if it's one of their City Connects or if it's just a throwback, but it's the old sky blue Rangers jersey, sky blue top to bottom jersey and pants, and Rangers in white across the chest in dark blue. Kind of reminds me of early 90s Texas Rangers. I don't know if that's what the intent is. Give you an idea of what Laz Diaz does. He calls wide strikes on east and west, typically. And then there's times where he pinches you east and west. So he's extremely inconsistent, and that's what you'd expect in this game. His last game that he called behind the plate, a whopping 87%. And yes, sir, it is just about baseball time in Braves country as we wait for the 3D to kick in. First pitch on the way from Al Leiter is a strike to Jerickson Profar. We've got it rolling out on the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. But an 87% overall accuracy is horrific for a Major League Baseball umpire. The 0-1 swing. Swats it down the left field line. Going up. Making a running catch and crashing into the wall is the left fielder, Wyatt Langford. One away. Hard hit ball. Almost got pay dirt. I thought it was going to stay up and get gone. If Langford doesn't get there, it's going to smack the top of the wall just right of the 334 sign. So that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Jack Leiter fires the first pitch in there, a curve ball on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Leiter digs in. Fastball up top. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Matt Olson batting .265 with 18 home runs, a 665 RBI. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 97. It's 1-2. One-two count. Brings it. Swing. That ball is laced towards left field. That's going to be caught on the fly by Langford. Couple of balls pretty hard hit to left, but nothing to show for it. 2 up, 2 down. The outfield for the Rangers tonight, left to right, it'll fan out. Langford, Carter, and Garcia. Around the horn, it's Young, Seager, Simeon, and Smith. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. In fact, he has got such a bad reputation. They have spent the first couple of minutes on both broadcasts laying out where Laz Diaz misses pitches. The 0-1 swing. That ball's popped up. Got underneath that one. He's done that a few times this week. It'll land in the glove of Langford, and that'll end the inning. Braves go quietly, 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the first here in Braves country. Bryce Elder Day.
I didn't even know it was possible to argue about a topic you agree on until I got married.
Who else remembers seeing white dog outside when they played as a kid? I haven't seen white dog.
Holy where's all the white dog been?
With a name like a superhero, how do more people not know about Vic Power? He is one of 6 players to hit both a leadoff and a walk-off home run in the same game. He won 7 consecutive Gold Gloves and would probably have won more, but the award didn't exist until his 5th year in the league. He holds the record for having made 1 or more assists in 16 consecutive games at first base. He shares the record of making 2 unassisted double plays in 1 game. He also shares the record for most double plays in a single game. In 1957, he had a 69-game errorless streak and only made 2 errors at first base all season. He took his fielding very seriously, once cutting his glove into little pieces after he missed a pop-up down the right field line. In just his second season in the majors, he would finish second in the batting race. You just simply couldn't strike him out. In 6,046 at-bats, he only struck out 247 times. He is one of 11 players to steal home twice in one game. Even crazier, he never stole more than 9 bases in a season. He averaged 171 hits a season and twice finished in double digits and triples. He was a 300 hitter 3 times and an all-star 6 times in his career. Why don't more people talk about him? Who knows, but they should.
I spent 48 hours with my best friend, and my wife asked, "What'd you do?" And I was like, "Nothing." She said, "You're with him for 2 days. You had to do something." He said, "Okay, you want to know?" We sat there and listed the best baseball team you could make out of guys whose first name started with R. Rafael Furcal,
I think it took a lot of pressure off us, the rest of the ball club.
And soon, the whole team was hitting homers at a record pace.
What a shot that was!
You got to remember Moose, too. Your 3 M's, Maris, Mantle, and Moose.
Soon, Big Moose Scourin, Yogi Berra, Johnny Blanchard, and Elston Howard all joined the home run parade.
Man, Ellie really tagged that one.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. High and tight from Elder to Smith. Righty-lefty matchup. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and in. Slider missing. Ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Braves nothing. Texas nothing. Big Texan Bryce Elder, he's working fast today. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in. Ball 3, 3-1. 3-1 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away, ball 4. So the leadoff batter reaches. And 1 on, nobody out. If you're just joining the broadcast and you missed the announcement earlier, Grant Holmes is on the IL. They hope to have him back sometime this year, but it's not guaranteed. So now the Braves are really struggling. Who is going to come up to fill that role as the first pitch on the way is a sinker up top. It's 0-1. There's a couple of names that jump out. Your first one is Herson Waldrop. Seems like he would be due to get a chance. And then J.R. Ritchie has been pitching well in 3 starts up in AAA, but they may want to season him a couple more starts before they pull the trigger on that. And they may want to wait till September to bring him up so they don't start his clock. 1-1 count to Seager. Runner at first. Nobody out. We'll pull the screen back in case there's movement on the base paths. Pitch on the way. Down and in. 2-1. So far, Bryce Elder has thrown 8 pitches, 6 for balls. And you can't blame any of them on Laz Diaz as of yet. The 2-1, 3-1. That ball was in the dirt, skipped off the plate. So here we go. Buckle up, boys and girls. Bryce Elder doing Bryce Elder things. My question is, how much longer does he pitch before they go, you know what, we're going to have to put you back down and bring up even more youngsters. They'll probably give him throughout the month of August. Once again, you don't want to, is the 3-1 pitch high and out of the zone, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. And if this isn't a time for Kranitz to go out there and talk to him and settle him down, I don't know what is. It's highly doubtful we get it. But he has thrown 10 pitches, only 2 have found the strike zone. And honestly, the 8 balls that he's thrown, 6 of them have been nowhere near the plate. Marcus Semien, the batter. Righty, pitch on the way. 90 sinker, up top, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Swing, chops it off his instep. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Excuse me. 1-2 count. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. The pitch in the dirt. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing rattles it down the third base line, but fouling out of play. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to third. 5, 4, 3. Just missed the double play. Simeon busting it down the line. So it'll be runners on the corners, 1 out unless the Braves challenge. It did look like he beat it, but just barely. Riley got it out of his glove as quick as he could. And a good flip by Ozzie. Sometimes there's just not enough time. Unless there's another angle, I don't see how you could. See, take a look at the. Oh, no, he beat it. He beat it for sure. First pitch on the way to Adolis Garcia is the 91-mile-an-hour sinker. Down and in, called for a strike. It's 0-1. That's a good old-fashioned Laz Diaz strike right there. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. What people have the biggest problem with Laz Diaz is he'll have a very wide zone east and west on the lower half, and then all of a sudden he'll start calling it legitimate and start squeezing it. Flips it over to first to keep Simeon close by. Simeon was hit in the face last night, but appears to be okay. Hit his helmet, but right up around the cheekbone area. But thankfully he didn't. Is the 1-1 swing, hammers it down the third base line. We'll do it again. The 1-2 count. Down and in. 2-2. I don't know what y'all are referring to. I kept seeing y'all putting in the chat Pirates no-hitter, but I don't see anything even remotely close to that. They're in the fourth, and the Pirates have 4 hits, and the Diamondbacks have 3. Unless y'all were talking about something that happened a long time ago. The 2-2. Down and away. Runner goes. Smurf fakes the throw, hoping to beat the third baseman and coming off the runner at third to come off the bag, but he did not. So it'll be a stolen base for Simeon and a full count. So Elders really worked himself into a jam here. You got runners at second and third and only 1 out. And knowing the Braves are going to bring the infield in, maybe they'll hold it back, but they did it last night and got burned 2 times. They've done it all year. They've done it the last couple of years and gotten it burned just about every time. Looks like they're actually going to play the infield back, willing to give up the 1 run, which is what they should have been doing yesterday. Had they done it, they would have won that game. The payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. So the bases are now juiced. And coming to the plate is our old friend Jock Peterson. Isn't this just poetic justice? First pitch on the way to Jock Peterson is chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. Jock Peterson, he's waiting for a double play. He's got he was never a speedster to begin with. maybe in his early years, but he has pecked on the LBs, the 0-1. Check swing, looked like he went around. He did. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Bases juiced. Only one out. Double play. We could use that like water in the desert right now. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, even better. 2 down. So Elder gets his first strikeout of the game. Braves cling to a 0-0 tie. The bases are still loaded, and here's Wyatt Langford. Good hitting prospect. First pitch on the way is 91. He called that a strike. It's 0-1. Oh, good old Laz Diaz. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Check swing. It's 0-2. So Elder's a strike away from getting out of this jam, which may put a pep in his step. He is at 27 pitches. Man, we've been seeing this a lot lately. First inning, like really running up the pitch count on our pitchers. The 0-2. Down and away. Did he hold up? He did. 1-2. So 1-2 count. Kicks and fires in the dirt. We'll do it again. It's 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, rips it deep into left center field. That's going to be trouble. It gets down off the wall. Profar plays it off the hop. 2 runs will score. A really bad throw into the infield. 3 runs will score. And bases are cleared by Wyatt Langford. It's 3-0 Texas. A sinker that was way too high in the zone. I mean, honest engine. I know the Braves have been just riddled with injury. But there's very few teams that Bryce Elder would have a spot on right now. And I think maybe they thought they could get him straightened out to maybe dangle him in a trade. But I don't see anybody wanting to trade for this. Kranitz finally gets off his can. It's always a day late and $1 short. They wait till they have cleared the bases for him to go out there and coach him. SS Dub. I couldn't have said it better. Rage bait simulator. Evan Carter, the batter. Wiry left-handed bat. First pitch on the way. 90 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. He's been giving him those calls. I don't understand that when he got up 0-2 on the previous batter, why they didn't just start living out there with the sinkers off the edge. He would get one of the calls. Instead, they tried to, as the 0-1s, whack! Right to first base, but Olson's got it, and that'll end the inning. The Rangers go across the plate. 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm broke? Dead, flat, stony, broke. See? I've got $3.85 in my purse.
Bruce Benedict limbers up in the Atlanta bullpen just in case, for he will have to come in and catch now that Cerrone has been pinch run for. That's if the Braves fail to convert here. They've got an extra man on the infield and no left fielder. The pitch to Ramirez. Outside, ball 1. This is a great alignment. I love this. Von Hayes has come in to play the infield. You can see it there. They've got nobody in left. It sure is funny looking, though, isn't it? The 1-1. Line drive. 5, game over. Ramirez singles home the winning run. And the Braves win it in regulation, 3-2.
I saw a video today that said your dog's your best friend for part of your life, but you're your dog's best friend for his whole life. My plans are canceled.
In honor of being in my new classroom today and working on it, this is things that my students have said. You got that Donald Trump tan going on, huh? Sorry, I just crop dusted you. I had gone through, at the time, a pretty brutal breakup. I was in my young 20s and on the verge of tears at any moment due to this breakup. Some of the responses when my students somehow found out. Did you cry? You seem like you would have cried. So what did you do to make him dump you?
With a record 6 players on their way to hitting 20 homers, the 61 Yanks were a latter-day version of Murderer's Row.
No amount of runs was safe. You were leading 8-0, 9-0, 2 out, 3-2 in the 9th inning. They still would come up with 10 runs and beat you.
And they were almost as good with the glove.
They had one of the great infields of baseball history. Bobby Richardson at second, Tony Kubek at short, and Clete Boyer at third.
Well, let's see if we can get some runs and get back in this puppy. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is a ball inside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Leiter kicks and fires. 97 on the outer edge, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way to Drake is down and in. 2-1. See where the ump sets up on this one. See if we can pitch on the batter or not. All depends on where they decide to set up the camera. So it looks like we're on the strike zone. The 2-1 pitch. Outside wide. Ball 3, 3-1. Drake Baldwin batting .283, 11 home runs, 41 RBI. Trying to work his way aboard. Standing on deck is Riley in the hole. Harris is batting 6th today. The 3-1. Outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. Drake Baldwin is the designated hitter today. Ozuna getting the seat, Smurf behind the plate. Austin Riley, your batter, first pitch on the way, 95 off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0. In the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 count. Pitch, swing, fouls it straight back. 2-1. Austin Riley, coming off the IL on Friday night, really hasn't done a whole lot yet, but you got to figure there's got to be a ton of rust. Hopefully he'll get back in the groove soon. The 2-1 right down the pipe, 2-2. 2-2 count. Turns and fires in the dirt, full count. So Riley's worked himself full. Drake is at first. Braves trail by 3, but still a long way to go in this one. The payoff pitch. Comes set. Down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. We'll just keep on keeping on here. First and second, nobody out. Man, there's just a ton of difference between the body language in the Ranger dugout, watching their skipper and their pitching coach, and watching the Braves. Mike Maddox is locked in over there. Bruce Bochy. You can tell the wheels are turning. You go into the Braves dugout, and it looks like they're over there playing a hand of gin rummy. Michael Harris, the second, is the batter. He's been moved up to the 6th spot. I don't know if I like this, but he has been a little hot, and the Braves are looking for something. I don't hate it. As the first pitch on the way, he shows bunt, turns it back inside, 98 mile an hour fastball. It's 0-1. Jonah Heim, the Heim catcher for the Rangers, thought about throwing down to second behind the runner, but really was nothing there. The 0-1. Swing, chops it over to first, foul. Of course, Harris became the 9th player in MLB history to have a home run, 2 triples, and a double in one game. A single short of the cycle, but in my book, that's better than a cycle, so what are we talking about? The 0-2 count. Righty lefty. Pitch. Outside wide. 1-2. Good take by Harris. The 1-2 from Leiter. Down and in. 2-2. Colby. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him up and in. Still chasing those high ones. One away. That pitch, like, what you want to do if you're Tim Hyer right there is when he gets in the dugout, you go over there and talk to him. You go, what were you going to do with that pitch even if you hit it? You were going to pop it up. So you might as well let it go by. And if you get called out, you get called out. That's just a tough pitch to get called out on. As Sean Murphy comes to the plate, swinging at the first pitch, pops it up down the line, giving chase on the left field line. That's going to fall in and bounce into the stands, and that's going to be an RBI double, a grounds rule double for the Smurf. Sometimes better be lucky than good.
Smurf is me. I must call an emergency meeting. Don't try to fool me.
It just snuck in the line. We'll say maybe half a foot, if that, and then bounced right into the stands. 3 defenders down there. It's kind of hit into no man's land. A little Bermuda Triangle action there as it popped into the stands. So runners at second and third and 1 out. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate, or tying run to second, the go-ahead run to the plate, I should say. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch on the way. Down and in. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing! Lifts it. pops it up, can of corn. Shocker. Simeon underneath it, 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring Nick Allen to the plate. Allen, a single could score too. First pitch on the way is outside wide, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-0. Leiter has got the stuff. He's just extremely raw, just like his counterpart of last night, his teammate Kumar Rocker. Both Vanderbilt graduates, 1-0. Swing fouls it back, 1-1. Well, I'm not 100% sure on the graduates thing, but they both went to Vanderbilt, played baseball. They might have gotten that payday and said, yeah, I'll do an online course down the road. The 1-1, down and in, 2-1. Leiter was drafted the year before officially by the Rangers. Second pick overall. Rocker had an injury and then a contract dispute. He re-entered the draft the following year, but they were teammates at Vanderbilt. He is the son of Al Leiter, if you're wondering that, the 2-1. Swing fouls it away, 2-2. Mark Leiter Jr. is his cousin. And that is the reliever that, I believe he's still with the Yankees. It was with the Cubs originally, the 2-2. High and out of the zone, full count. They've got another one in the fold by the name of Cam Leiter. He's the cousin of Cam Leiter. And he is on the way. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky. Shallow right field. Easy catch by Adelis, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on, but Ozzie and Allen can't do anything with it. We'll be back in a flash. That's been 2025 for Atlanta. Get them in, get them over, can't get them through.
I love metal, but I can't stand some of y'all. I will post about a band, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard of these guys. They're great. And without fail, there will always be someone that will respond like, you call yourself a metal fan, and you've never heard of Secular Colostomy Bag? No, I'm sorry, I haven't. I have been to 104 of their shows, and their third guitarist, Eric, sold me my washing machine.
Ireland is getting a Wendy's. Thank you very much, America, for bestowing upon my people more of your delicious obesity. I'm very excited because I always see Americans on the television say, I'm gonna go and get a Wendy's. And I'm like, ooh, processed food I haven't had. It's the media's fault, don't blame me. Anyway, thank you for your culture, America.
Meanwhile, with a record-tying 8 wins in June, Whitey Ford was in the midst of a Cy Young campaign.
He painted the corners, he painted the shoulders, he painted the knees. He was the Picasso of pitching.
From June 1st on, the Yankees would win 70% of their games. Manager Ralph Houck's toughest decision might have been deciding who to bat fifth.
I was hitting the ball pretty good, and so he batted me behind Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, then me. You know, I felt pretty good about it. I thought, holy cow, he thinks that much of me, you know. So the game starts. Roger goes up and he hits one about 420 feet in the right center bleacher. That's nice. Great. Okay. Mickey hit the next pitch about 460. 2 pitches. The guy's got 880 feet. It dawned on me. Uh-oh. Now it's my turn. Sure enough, he hit me dead in the head. Next pitch hit me dead in the head. And I said, hey, Skip, I don't mind batting 7th. And he just broke up. He started to laugh. You don't want to bat behind those 2 guys? I said, nah. No, it bat me 7th or 8th. I enjoyed it back there.
Welcome back, Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. We've been talking about those y'all listening to external radio, we've been talking about the prospects of doing something at shortstop. We're kind of stuck with Nick Allen. Honestly, what Nick Allen was supposed to be, is he was supposed to be a defensive platoon for an Orlando Arcia for later innings, the 0-2 and the dirt 1-2. But that worked out terribly, and we're not shocked, or at least I wasn't, because Orlando Arcia kind of showed what he really was last year. He had the hot year in 2023, but he fell off the map in 2024 as the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And I'm still a believer that Orlando Arcia, his numbers came from a historic baseball offense where he was at the bottom of it, but he was getting good pitches to hit because they didn't want to put him on, because normally he was hitting right in front of an Acuna or another bat that was really hot. First pitch on the way to Jonah Heim is going to get dumped into center field, and it's 1 on, 1 out. And that's why you saw the Braves draft 3 shortstops, 3 in the first 3 rounds. When this has been a franchise that has routinely drafted pitcher after pitcher after pitcher after pitcher in the early rounds for more than a decade. The leadoff batter, Josh Smith, just belts one down the right field line. Is that gone? I believe it is. It went over the yellow line. I believe that's technically a home run here in Texas, and it's 5-1 Rangers. It's so strange that they have the yellow line the way they do here in Texas. I mean, it's kind of built to score is what it's done. They're trying to manufacture runs because the line is very low, and then a few more feet above that, where the fans are nowhere near, is considered over the home run wall. It's a very short porch home run by Josh Smith. So 5-1 your score. Corey Seager, 89 at the knees. It's 0-1. George, I see you like our new emoji. The 0-1. Right there. Fouls it back. It's 0-2.
This sucks, and it's horse. But I'm too polite to say anything because I'm a class act.
The 0-2 count. Down and away, 1-2. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. 2 down. Thing about Elder, so here's the thing, we're going, what's your first reaction is, go get the bullpen, go do this, go do that. You can't, because Grant Holmes is injured, and now we don't know what the hell we're doing, right? We don't know who's going to grab the ball. By the way, they brought Daysbel Hernandez up when they put Holmes on the IL, so he is back, but he's not a guy that can eat more than an inning. First pitch on the way is a sinker, fouled straight back, it's 0-1. I mean, he can eat a plateful in real life, but he can't eat more than an inning on the mound. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Outside wide. 2-1. Originally, what we were planning to do in the rest of the year is having Grant Holmes and the Strider emoji up there. We're like, there's no one really else out there. So we'll just leave it at that as the 2-1 lifted into left field. Coming in, making the catch is Profar, and that'll end the inning. I'll explain more of that when we come back. The Braves trail by 4, but we do have the top of the lineup up, and Jack Leiter has given up some runs this year.
I'm thinking I might just treat myself to a full-blown meltdown sometime this week. No limits. I'm not going to hold back. It's been a while.
God said, I need somebody willing to wake up, give kisses, pee on a tree, sleep all day, wake up again, give more kisses, then stay up until midnight basking in the glow of a television set. God said, I need somebody willing with no ego or complaint, dress in hats they don't need and costumes they don't understand. Somebody who, no matter what you didn't do or couldn't take or didn't win or couldn't make, will love you without judgment just the same. So God made a dog. God said, I need somebody strong enough to pull sleds and find bombs, yet gentle enough to love babies and lead the blind. Somebody who will spend all day on a couch with a resting head and supportive eyes to lift the spirits of a broken heart. It had to be somebody who'd remain patient and loyal even through loneliness. Somebody to care, cuddle, snuggle and nuzzle and cheer and charm and snore and slobber and eat the trash and chase the squirrels. Somebody who would bark and then reply with rapid wag of tail. So God made a dog.
What's that over there?
It looks like a bunch of people.
Ugh, people.
The Yankees had gotten red hot, but as the summer of '61 rolled on, things in New York were about to get even hotter.
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle of the New York Yankees. They're standing baseball on its ear with the home run mayhem they're committing on the American League.
As the summer of 1961 rolled on, the great home run race intensified.
That ball has gone way back.
Soon it began to dawn on the baseball world that they were both on pace to break the game's most sacred record. 60 home runs in a season, set by the legendary Babe Ruth.
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle were chasing God. There was never a figure in the history of the game as significant, as overwhelming, as powerful, as adored as Babe Ruth.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Leiter goes back to work. First pitch on the way to Profar is a curveball down and in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Leiter zippos one in there, 97 up top. Called for a strike, it's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. You can tell the Braves television crew has mailed it in as the 1-1. Right there on the outer edge, 1-2. I've noticed the last several games, they have been doing nothing but showing food and everything in between pitches. They're probably not even taking game notes anymore. The 1-2. High and out of the zone, 2-2. 2-2 count. Still got 59 of these to go. And I'm more excited this year for September than I have been in years past because it'll be interesting to see who we bring up as the 2-2 down below the knees, full count. I want to see what some of these pitchers, it's mainly on the pitching end of it. We might see a splash or two of what's to come with the bats. The payoff pitch. Swing. Pops it back foul. Do it again. Matt Olson stands on deck. Full count. The payoff pitch. Inside, caught, looking, strike three. Slider on the inner edge. Profar was trying to work his way aboard because he got locked up on that one. But it hit all of the zone. 100% of that ball is in the strike zone. Yankees lead the Phillies 4-3. Quick reminder, we are doing a doubleheader this week. It's a Friday matinee doubleheader. Braves are playing the Reds at 12:40 that afternoon on Friday. His first pitch on the way to Olson is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. That'll be the day after the trade deadline, so we're going to probably see a brand new Braves team that day. But on top of that, after the 12:40 pitch in Cincinnati is the 0-1. Four-seam fastball right there, first strike, it's 0-2. After that game, the Braves are going to head to Bristol for the race game Bristol, Tennessee, in the NASCAR stadium for Saturday night baseball. But after that Braves game versus the Reds, we're going to jump into the Cubs game in Wrigley. As the 0-2 fouls it down the line, 1-2. Cubs will be taking on the Orioles that day. The 0-2. Swing, chops it foul, do it again. Checking now to see who they have tentatively scheduled to pitch that game. I wonder if we might get Charlie Morton. Of course, Charlie could be getting traded at the deadline, so scratch that thought. The 0-2 fouls it back. We'll do it again. They'll be trying to move Charlie Morton, whether or not, there's a lot of pitchers out there that teams would like to dump. There's a lot of hitters teams that like to dump. Sometimes you can't find a suitor. That's why I still say the Braves need to be aggressive on trying to get rid of Marcell Ozuna, because the 0-2 pitch, swing, chops it over to first. It's going to be an easy ground out, G3 in your scorecard, 2 down. You could hit a situation when you get to the trade deadline, you're trying to get rid of Marcell Ozuna, and the few teams that are interested, they've already moved on and grabbed somebody else. As of right now, it's expected to be Rogers versus Horton on that Friday cast. Ronald Acuna Jr., your batter, first pitch on the way. Up top for a ball, it's 1-0. He has been horrific at the number 3 spot, which I think I said it was going to be, but then they just, whatever reason, even after Riley came back, they left him there. The 0-1 pops it up. That's been just about it for Acuna. We'll see his batting average continue to plummet, and we'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 5-1. Bottom of the third we go.
Hi, y'all. It is again time for our Appalachian word of the day. The word of the day is July. I trusted you and you cheated on me. Why July?
A buddy of mine was like, you should come to my company holiday party. And I was like, oh, I can't that day. And he's like, I haven't even told you the date yet. But I love company holiday parties. You get to be with people that you work with all day long for more hours. And you get to say, I love your ugly Christmas sweater. And they're like, that's just my sweater. And you get to be like, hey, remind me, do you go by Steve or Steven? And he's like, it's Mark. And your boss tries to crack a joke, and everyone around them does the employment laughter. And at the end of the night, you get to do an Irish exit.
People, this is my wife, and we've been happily married for 1 year.
It's been 20.
Yeah, but how long my mom been living with us?
A year.
That's why I'm happy.
Mira tan cabrón que es.
Well, where are you guys going? We're just out, looking for a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, with North Carolina plates, you're driving all the way to Missouri for cigarettes?
How about a beer?
The last time I faced him, I take my hat off and I show him my bald head, which is all he cared about. He proceeded to get a hit.
So here we go, the Friends squaring off. And a line drive base hit up the middle.
And now he gets booed. And that spot right there, I thought would put him into a trance. It's awesome. He took a picture of the top of my head in a bus, and every time I call him, the top of my head comes up.
The joking around, the laughing, screaming, all that stuff, and being cruel to one another was all in good fun, and it was a lot of good times.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call. Bryce Elder goes quickly back to work, fires the first pitch to Adolis Garcia for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing and a miss. 0-2. Elder's gone 2 innings, 5 earned runs. Other than that, he's looked really good today. Garcia walked his first time up. The 0-2. Down and in. 1-2. 1-2 count. Garcia has also scored a run off the bases clearing double. The 1-2 swung on. That ball is shot off the glove of Allen. Took an in-between funny hop. Allen really had no other choice but than to try to stick his glove out there and hope for the best. And it kicked away. So it'll be an infield single, I would think. I can't imagine you're going to give an error on that. That was a hard hit ball. They're giving it an error right now, but I think they'll clean that up. Righty-lefty matchup. Peterson takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Hit up the middle. Allen gets over there. He has to cover all the way over into second base territory. Fires it to first, and it's a good defensive play. 4-3, one down. That is just another example of when they do the overshift and the ball is hit in what is a traditional double play spot. If you're playing traditional defense, that is an easy turn on a double play. But they put this overshift on even when it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and the runner's at second with one out. I hope the next person that takes over has more of an understanding of the game and will shoot down all these ideas that you just do the overshift every single. You don't do it just across the board. 1-0, chops it foul, it's 1-1. I'm not putting it all on Snicker and company because they're listening to the brass up top, but whoever takes over needs to have the understanding, I will decide when we deploy the shift. It's not just going to be across the board. 1-1, inside, 2-1. That defense worked pretty well for 150 years. And then all of a sudden, last couple of years, they decided to scrap it. I don't remember the last time the Braves were in a traditional double play depth. The 2-1, outside wide, 3-1. 3-1 count, righty-righty matchup. Infield back into the left. Pitch on the way, up top, misses high. And that's a walk. So 2 on, 1 out. And that'll bring the left-handed bat of Evan Carter to the plate. They've got the overshift there. This one doesn't bother me as much because Carter has such blazing speed. He's going to be tough to double up anyways. But when you had Jock Peterson out there batting with Garcia at first, that is a double play waiting to happen. And the goofy overshift as a quick mound visit by Murphy comes to an end. You're making it where the ball has to be hit just perfectly to get a double play. Carter, the batter, first pitch on the way, 94 up top, grabbed the zone, didn't get the call. It's 1-0. That's a Laz Diaz ball if you've ever seen one. Looking at the chart, we'll say 85% of that ball was in the strike zone. 1-0. Whoa! Hits him. That's one way to get him off the plate. Bases are juice. Carter goes to first. Here, P appears to be okay, or I wouldn't be laughing. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out. Josh Young, power hitting third baseman, comes to the plate. He struck out swinging his last time up. A double play would get you out of this, but the Braves are not playing double play traditional depth. It's back and to the left. If it's hit to the right to the infield, there's no way they're going to get a double play. The 1-0. Swing, dribbles it up the middle, and even on the shift, it's going to get through. 2 runs come home to score, and it's 7-1 Texas. Got runners on the corners. They haven't updated on the Braves vision so far, but it is 7-1, trust me. Ball was dribbled up the middle. In a traditional double play depth, Allen's there to probably do just a 6-3 and get you out of the inning, but instead they have him so far shaded over towards third base. Ozzie had no chance of getting that. Even if he gets to that ball, at best he throws out the runner at first, and that's going to be really iffy. First pitch to Heim is swung on and lifted. That's going to get dumped into left field, and it's 8-1. 8-1. Elder continues to get peppered all around the infield. He's gone 2 innings and a third. He has given up 8 earned runs. By the way, they did correct that mistake and took the error off the board, so that was a base hit for Garcia. First pitch on the way, slaps it again toward the left. Allen has only 1 play to first because they were playing the shift, and Ozzie was nowhere near the bag to be able to turn 2. So runners at second and third and 2 out. Dylan Dodd is warming up in your bullpen. And Snicker's finally going to come out and rescue Elder and rescue our eyeballs. Braves trail 8-1. Dylan Dodd is coming out of the pen. See if he can keep it right there, and maybe the Braves can chip away.
I would rather eat a 5x7 rug than play nice with somebody that I know don't like me.
If someone hits you, you tell the teacher. You don't hit them back. This is our no bullying policy, so we're clear. If Johnny punches me in the face, Kaden gets a black eye, and Johnny gets a rainy day. Then that means on Friday, Johnny doesn't get any treasure box. And also on Friday, Kaden still has a black eye. Here's my no bullying policy. If little Johnny hits me in the face, little Johnny's gonna catch these hands. We're gonna have matching black eyes and rainy days. And I'm okay with that, because Johnny's gonna learn to keep his hands to himself. I'm handing out life lessons.
Then once we got the lead, that was our formula. We knew that going into the late innings, we were going to be tough to beat.
One thing that comes into play now is Bruce Sutter in the bullpen. When will Whitey use him?
Whitey would go to Sutter in the 8th, and he'd promptly put down the Brewers in order.
Bouncing ball. 3 outs.
It's 4-3. And then we scored a couple runs in the bottom of that inning. Daryl Porter got a big hit.
Line drive, right field, base hit. Here comes Smith. The throw to the plate. It is not in time. Yeah, they're beginning to celebrate, Joe, and they're trying to make it easy for Bruce Sutter.
Once we got the lead to 3, I said, they're not going to catch us. Not with Bruce in the game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Dylan Dodd coming on to face Corey Seager. First pitch on the way, swing, chops it foul. It's 0-1. 0-2. Outside wide, misses. 1-2. One-two count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Corey Seager 0 for 1 with the walk in the first. Dylan Dodd kicks and fires in the dirt. 2-2. The 2-2 up and in, almost gets him. 3-2. We might get one or two guys plunked today. Braves have hit some Rangers. By no means has it been intentional, but eventually someone's going to go, this is horse crap. Go hit one of theirs. Time is called by Seager. Bases juiced. 2 outs. A full count. Marcus Semien stands on deck. Dodd brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Double D, baby. Dylan Dodd. Rocking and rolling. He'll save the day. We'll be back in a flash.
If you start cursing at me, I will start cursing back at you. So let's not play the curse game. Because do you want to play that game? Because guess who's better at it?
I've had exactly 1 glass of wine. Here are my thoughts about life. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think that there's anything I couldn't do at least half decently. I was born with the how hard could it be gene, which is incredibly hopeful and very delusional. It's made me pretty lucky. Yogurt is yucky. Ice cream is not. At a certain point, therapy just isn't helpful. I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to do it, and I don't want any of the repercussions. And then I want to complain about it, but I don't want to pay for it, so I'm not going to. Zero hope. Just sadness. Can't think about how Wi-Fi or mirrors work because I will spiral.
Imagine not being a Falcons fan. Imagine not being able to rake leaves next Sunday because your favorite team's in the playoffs. That's crazy.
1 out. Here's Ogilvy. This could be second out. It is.
Suter has retired 5 in a row.
I remember when Suter was getting the last out, I could not bend over in a position to field a ground ball because my stomach was tied in a knot.
The crowd, capacity, everyone up. The whole city of St. Louis collectively holding its breath. Suter, 1 strike away now. Looked in to get it on. 3-2, the count to Gorman Thomas. And that's the winner! That's the winner! A World Series winner for the Cardinals!
It was my greatest moment. Couldn't get to the mound fast enough just to celebrate with everybody. And then it got kind of scary when all the fans are coming onto the field.
And here on the field, it is just bedlam.
When we won, it was like the cork coming out of a bottle of champagne. It was just so perfect.
Darryl Porter, the catcher, voted most valuable player, 1982.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way is a curveball, high and out of the zone to the Drake. It's 1-0. The 1-0 kicks and fires, 97 right down the pipeline. Not know why their camera's taking so long to zoom in. Might have to change this out here in a second. Here comes creeping. The 1-1 count, high and out of the zone. 2-1. So a 2-1. Wish they made it where you could pivot the camera to the other side, but it always recorrects. The 2-1. Misses high, 3-1, four-seam fastball. So Leiter, who's had quite a rest over there on the bench, we might be getting some rust on him. He's had some long sits over there. The Rangers have scored 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third. The 3-1, swing, fouls it back, full count. Probably should have let that go if you're really trying to actually make a dent into the scoreboard. Base runners are more important than anything else for Baldwin, but those are the learning curves for the rookie. In my opinion, the rookie of the year. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, blew it right by him. Strikeout 99 miles an hour. Never had a chance. He was way behind that swing. No way. One down, and Austin Riley will be your batter. Riley walked in the second. First pitch on the way is down and away. It's 1-0. 1-0. Hit you out of town scoreboard here in a second. Kicks and fires. Grabs the outer edge. Question mark. 1-1. One count. Swing. Chops it over towards short. Seager has it. He'll fire it to first. 2 down. They're in the 6th inning in the Bronx. Yankees 4, Phillies 3. In Baltimore, Maryland, the Orioles lead the Rockies 4-1. After a little bit of a rain delay, the Dodgers are all over the Red Sox 3-1 in the 5th in Fenway. First pitch on the way to Harris is a changeup down below the knees. It's 1-0. Diamondbacks Diamondbacks trail the Pirates 4-0 in the 4th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The 1-0. Slider right there, first strike, 1-1. Detroit, Michigan, Tigers 3, Blue Jays 0 in the 8th. And in Ohio, as the 1-1 swing lifts it high into center field, but not very deep. Drifting back, making the easy catch, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down, just like that. In order, we'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 4th we go. It's 8-1.
Jamie.
Yeah.
How cold is it out there?
Well, I'm wearing 2 pairs of panties so my lips don't get chapped. You tell me.
Hey, I just want y'all to know I ain't forgot about how y'all was acting up over that Popeye's chicken sandwich about 6 years ago.
I will never forget when my 4th grade teacher asked our class what we wanted to be when we got older. The person sitting right next to me was like, I want to be an engineer because I like to build things. And the teacher was like, that's great. And then this other student said he wants to be a doctor because he wants to help people. The teacher was like, that's amazing. And the teacher looked at me and she said, Artie, what do you want to be when you get older? I said, I want to be a billionaire so I can go to the most expensive clubs. I can get the baddest hoes, and then I'm going to give that hoe a Ferrari, get her $1 million apartment in Paris. I'm going to get her a private jet so she can fly everywhere. That is the most horrific thing I've ever heard in my life. What's wrong with you? Then she asked this girl sitting next to me, her name was Tanya, what do you want to be when you get older? And she thought about it for a sec. To be honest, I want to be one of Artie's hoes.
Imagine not being able to pressure wash the driveway next Sunday because your favorite football team's playing in the playoffs. That's the driveway's dirty.
In the locker room, you can almost see the look of relief on his face as he's talking to reporters.
Congratulations on being named MVP.
Thanks, that's just so wonderful. I can't believe it.
The burden has finally been lifted of following a legend in Ted Simmons.
The St. Louis Cardinals are the world champions, and a couple of men you have to be especially happy for. Whitey Herzog, the manager.
I had lost in 3 playoffs in Kansas City, and so those things were all on my mind. When we finally took that monkey off my back by winning the World Series, it was like I finally had peace of mind.
Well, I just don't know what to say. It's just hit me kind of quick here, and we're very happy about it. And just that we could bring a World Championship to St. Louis, it's a credit to the whole ballpark.
Welcome back, Braves Country Radio. Braves trail by 7. Still a long ways to go in this one, but they're going to have to score in bunches. Dylan Dodd goes back to work as the Rangers grab the sticks. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball. inside for a ball as we're in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Misses inside, 2-0. 2-0 count. Oh, they call that a strike? All right, 2-1. I think they said he went around. I don't know about that, but we'll take it. That could be an 8-1 strike. 1-2 now as they grab the cutter on the edge for a strike. Pitch on the way from Dodd. 93 misses high. Evens up the count. Simeon, 0 for 2. We're in the fourth inning. It seems like Marcus Simeon has batted 6 times. And every time I look up, he's at the plate. The 2-2. Swing, pops it back foul. The 2-2 from Dodd. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. High heat. 1 down. He's got to be a part of the plans next year in that bullpen. And don't even screw with the idea of making this guy a starter. He could never do it. He never had the depth in his pitching repertoire. But as a reliever, to go out there and eat you a few innings, I think he's been dynamic so far this year. First pitch on the way to Garcia is up in the inner part of the strike zone, called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 chops it over to third. Riley's got it, fires it to first. Nifty defensive play by Austin Riley. 2 down. Two up, 2 down. And that'll bring Jock Peterson to the plate. Many moons ago, he was the National League. His first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball up top. It's 1-0. NLDS MVP. Really a catalyst for that championship team. Everybody was rocking the pearls. The 1-0. 95 on the outer edge, 1-1. Father Time has caught up to him as well. Jock Peterson batting just 129 on the year. The 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. 2-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Right there for a strike. Cutter 2-2. I think Dylan Dodd is one of the main reasons why they're actually seeing if there's going to be any takers for Aaron Bummer. The 2-2. Slaps it over to third. Riley's in the shortstop position. He'll flip it to first, and that'll end the inning. Well, Dylan Dodd comes in, and it's 1, 2, 3. We'll grab the bats when we return here in Braves Country.
Excuse me. Aren't you forgetting something?
Like what?
Aren't you going to say have a nice day?
No. I don't care if you have a pulse, much less a nice day.
Make a black person mad?
Watch this.
Slam another door in this house. Who's slamming doors in this house?
I'm going to get my Northern Irish girlfriend to say this. Mayor, mare, mirror, mur.
Mare, 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 mare.
Does anybody on here do voodoo? I got a I won't turn into a possum tonight.
Imagine not being able to go shopping with your wife all day next Sunday because your favorite team's in the playoffs. That's crazy. That's imagine that. Imagine just sitting on the couch watching TV, watching football. There's a lot of leaves in the yard. The driveway's dirty.
After the triumph of 1982, the Cardinals fell back to earth, with the club strained by off-the-field issues that had started to define the makeup of the team.
Herzog can feel the team crumbling from the drug situation hitting baseball.
It was crazy at that time. Not only was we having some problems in our club, everybody else was. And, how many games did we lose because of drugs?
Whitey had to trade Hernandez, I think, in large part because of that. And, he lost a great player for a long time, but he was forced to trade him.
I think it was a move that took us a year or so to adjust to, life without Keith. But as things panned out, I guess the rat knew what he was doing.
Welcome back, Atlanta Braves. Sean Murphy coming to the plate. See if he can ignite this offense. He hit an RBI double. It was a grounds rule double his first time up. Just snuck in the line. First pitch on the way. Changeup, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lighter, shoots for the outside, swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. By the time we get to December, the Braves TV crew, they are going to be putting up just, I don't even know if they'll be talking about the game by then. The 0-2 count. In the dirt, 1-2. Every time they come back from a break or whatnot, last few weeks, all you end up seeing are clips that have nothing to do with what's going on in the game. And that's the production team. I mean, I'm not putting that on the broadcast. That's definitely the production team. The 1-2, misses high, 2-2. I only have a few production insights over here, and the one thing we've always had the common eyesight on is the fact that it's all about the game, but it makes me laugh when I see the other ones. There's a pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. So I feel like if you didn't care about the game, you wouldn't tune into the game. That's just my theory. Ozzie Albies the batter. What you really hope down this back stretch is that Ozzie and Harris make enough improvement where it gives you optimism going in 2026 and gives them optimism, because you don't want them leaving the entire season and not have anything to work off of. The 1-0 to Ozzie. Change up. Right there on the outer track, it's 1-1. Braves in danger of getting swept here in Texas. 1-1 count. Up top. Misses. They said he went around 1-2. If you're wondering what our chances are of making or getting the number 1 pick. Now remember, it's a lottery system now, so take that in mind. But is the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He chased 99 up around his eyeballs. 2 down. That is a tough pitch. It's just when you've seen it all year long from Ozzie Albies, you start to go, man, can he be fixed? First pitch on the way to Allen is a slider at the knees. It's 0-1. So looking at right now, we're not going to catch the Rockies for the worst record in baseball. I hope we don't. That means we probably don't win another game the rest of the year. The 0-1 chops it back, foul, it's 0-2. They are comfortable with the pole position for the number 1 pick, but once again, it's a lottery. They're going to get the highest percentage to draw first. That doesn't mean they're going to get the lottery pick. And if you look at the rest of the National League, let's eliminate everyone above Atlanta, because the Braves are 6 games behind the Marlins. And I don't see where we're playing better baseball than them. So let's just assume the Marlins are going to finish a higher record. He's the 1-2. Swing, lifts it into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Backhanded by Langford. He'll fire it into second. Here comes the throw, and Allen will take just a long turn, and he'll slam on the brakes. No sense of getting thrown out there trying to stretch it into 2 when you trail by 7. Good piece of hitting by Nick Allen.
Hitting, not about muscle. Simple physics. Calculate the velocity V in relation to the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
First pitch on the way to Jurickson. Profar is swung on and chopped off his instep. It's 0-1. Yeah, Milk, I know there's a lot of y'all out there that listen and we never see them chat because we get emails all the time and inboxes on our different social media platforms telling us how much that they like the broadcast, but it's just not their thing to chat. Because the 0-1 is chop foul, it's 0-2. In fact, some of them tell us that the reason why they can't chat is because they're actually at work and they got like an earbud in their ear and they're not trying to dime themselves out. But looking back at the prospects of getting that number 1 pick, not counting the Rockies, you only have 2 teams that have worse records than the Braves as the 0-2 goes into the dirt 1-2. We'll pull the stream back for a second to see if any movement happens on the base paths. Allen will be running on any kind of contact with 2 outs, and he's got good speed. If he gets into the gap, the Braves could score. The Braves are only 2 in front of Pittsburgh and 2.5 in front of Washington. And then if you look at the major leagues, is the 1-2 down inside 2-2. The only team that they have a better record than if they were in the American League right now is the White Sox. If you tank a little bit, you could get top 3, and that gives you a decent chance of getting that number 1 overall pick. The 2-2. Check swing. Did he go around? They said he did. Strike 3. Profar doesn't like it. He's arguing with Laz Diaz. And Profar's getting into it, Diaz. And Diaz, well, we'll see if he sticks around. If not, you better get your glove, Eli White. We'll be back in a flash.
Last time I go home with a cougar from the bar, woke me up at 6:30, talking about, ooh, I need some weed eating done. My grandkids don't ever do it. I don't blame them, Gertrude. I've been doing it for 3 hours. Talking about you want to cook some cornbread for lunch. I'm leaving and never coming back. I'm scared.
Hey, back in the day, we used to throw toilet paper all over people's houses for pranks. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to stretch out this last roll until payday.
Hey, babe, I need to take a shower. You want to help me?
Do I need to help you take a shower?
Would you like to? When a pretty girl asks you if you want to help her in the shower, generally you jump up and down and go, yippee!
It was you, so that could mean I can't stand up right now.
I hate when you're right.
Listen, is anybody else's husband like this? My husband can literally look at a map for like 2 seconds on his phone and know exactly how to get there. It'd be like a 5-hour drive. Okay, Sacagawea, I need a GPS to go somewhere in the town that I grew up in.
I gotta straighten out my life. This heat wave made me realize I can't go to hell.
If anyone appeared destined to break the Braves' revered mark, it was the Mick, the iconic Yankee hero of a new generation. Not Maris, a mere transplant from the Kansas City A's.
It's amazing enough when one guy tries to break, but here you have 2 players on a team trying to break the greatest record of all time.
As fate would have it, Babe Ruth's ghostwriter and good friend, Ford Frick, happened to be the commissioner of baseball in 1961. And with Mantle and Maris ahead of Ruth's home run pace after the All-Star break, Frick decreed that if Ruth's mark was not broken by game 154, equaling the length of the season the Babe had played in 1927, any record set thereafter would only be placed alongside Ruth's in the record book.
Where's the booze?
That's it. I've had it with this jump. We got no food. We
got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Welcome back. If you missed the news earlier, Grant Holmes is on the IL. All of our pets' heads are falling off. You got a 1-1 count. Dylan Dodd is back out there for another inning. Pitch on the way. Swing. Hits it in the hole. Bangs off the glove of Allen. He'll chase it down and keep the runner at first. He was never going to throw out Langford. That ball was deep into the hole towards... It was in the 5-6 hole. But by the time Allen touched it, it was actually in left field. Even if he comes up with that ball, Langford's going to be standing at first. Good hustle by Allen to keep him to a single. So so if you're wondering the teams you want to start winning to improve our draft position, is the first pitch on the way. 93, runner goes. Here comes the throw down to first. He got him. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. Sean Murphy throwing him out from his knees. One away.
Murphy's me. I must call an emergency meeting.
Brilliant throw by Sean Murphy.
Don't try to fool me.
That was Benito Santiago-like. Good tag applied by Allen. Lefty-lefty matchup. Evan Carter, the batter. First pitch on the way. Fastball right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Grant Holmes he's got an elbow injury. See a couple of questions about it. And they're calling it elbow inflammation right now, so he could be back by the end of the year. Now, if it gets dicey, they're just going to shut him down. But as of now, it doesn't look like it's Tommy John, but we don't know for sure. The 1-2, off the plate, 2-2. Probably get more of an idea of what's going on when they get back to Atlanta. At first, they called it tight elbow. The tight elbow normally means Tommy John. But then they came back and said it was elbow inflammation, which usually means you have to shut a guy down for a few weeks and then ramp him back up. And if you're 50 games out of first place, why are you going to do all that, right? So full count. Still think the best way forward for this team next year, 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the fastball. Four-seamer, 2 down. When you look at having to build that bullpen, let's put the starting rotation aside. When you look about having to build that bullpen, you give me Ronaldo Lopez as my closer, assuming he can get back in time. That shoulder surgery, you never know. You give me Grant Holmes as a setup man. You give me someone, the first pitch on the way is a four-seamer off the plate. It's 1-0. You give me a Dylan Lee. And the more and more you develop Dylan Dodd. 1-0, swing, fouls it away, 1-1. You could have a pretty formidable bullpen and not have to spend much money. Granted, there's a lot of money into Raylo, but not really if he ends up being a closer. That's below the going rate. 1-1, 94 outside, 2-1. And we knew when they put Raylo into that starting rotation that he had not seen that many innings in quite some time. And it was a risk, and they lost the risk. The 2-1, swing, pops it up, fouling out of play, 2-2. You're going to have a ton of money coming off the books this offseason. This team will be willing to go over the salary tax because it's going to reset this offseason. So you think about as the 2-2, swing, lifts it into center field, deep, but not deep enough. Harris will catch the ball on the warning track, that very short porch in right center, and that'll end the inning. Rangers go down. With the throw out, it's in order. We'll be back in a flash. Heart of the lineup due up for your Atlanta Braves.
I'm
very concerned that I might have early onset Alzheimer's because I keep forgetting that men can be absolute dumpster fires of human beings. Thankfully, that the men of the internet are right there in my comment section to remind me just how horrendous they can be.
I wouldn't say a word if injuries were getting better in this philosophy of analytics towards pitching. They're getting worse. That's why they don't talk about it. We've been screaming at the mountaintop for years about these players' careers getting shortened, and they don't frankly care because they're just going to get another Paul Skeens in their mind. That's what they think. The next man up. It is all possible. We're brainwashed to think 100 pitches and a guy breaks. Everything we're doing is opposite of successful long-term careers. We limit, we baby, we don't let them do the things they're naturally gifted to do. We've turned them into robots, and we've asked them to just go as fast and as hard as you can.
Here's Maris. He doesn't like being at the center. Mantle loved it. I mean, Mantle should have been on a Broadway show, would have loved it.
I wanted Mickey Mantle, and this is Mickey Mantle, so you can applaud him right now.
Mickey was the gregarious, funny, outgoing, kidding around guy.
He also had the look. I mean, he was a very handsome guy. When he smiled, he was like a movie star.
The blonde bomber, boyhood freckles, arms of Popeye, mythicized by the press. You know, he had the entire package.
As Labor Day approached, Maris was slightly ahead of Mantle in the home run race, but way behind in the popularity contest.
I know that he sensed that the fans and the media wanted Mickey to win, and then that was tough.
The real irony was the better he did, the more the Mantle fan began to resent him.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. But to finish that thought on the whole wild card, well, not wild card, lottery for the draft next year is the first pitch on the way to Olsen. It's down and away for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, you'll have Olsen, Acuna, and Drake. Jack Leiter, the 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. What you're really looking at right now, paying attention to the scoreboard, you want the O's, the A's, Pittsburgh, Washington, and even the White Sox to win. It's not out of the realm of possibility of the Braves catching them for their record because they're only 4 wins in front of them. The 6 wins in front of them. 1-2 up top, 2-2. The Angels are hanging around there as well, along with Minnesota and Kansas City. And in the National League, it's Pittsburgh and Washington, the 1-2. Fouls it back. Do it again. And by no means am I telling you to pull against the Braves, but if you're looking at scores and you're wondering and you see we lose and you go, this is terrible. You see, there is a silver lining if you look out there and see that they lost, that they won. As the 1-2 fouls it back, we'll do it again. One-two count. Off the plate, 2-2. Righty-lefty matchup, the 2-2. Swing, chops it foul, we'll do it again. But the biggest silver lining I say out of this entire season is they've got a good enough core where this is not going to be like some disaster that you'll see people doomsday all over the internet and say, oh, they just got to tear down and rebuild as the 2-2 misses high, 3-2. They're not going to do that, and they shouldn't do it. Their plan for 2026 is to compete just like they have the last couple of years. Last several years, actually. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, 96 up top. 1 down. And I'll be very interested to see where they go in the free agent market. Yeah, I think they're going to go after a starting pitcher, but I think they're going to go after something that gives them a little more pop in the lineup, maybe a little more consistency as well. And they've got to figure out shortstop, what they're going to do long-term and short-term. First pitch on the way to Acuna is high and inside. Good take by Ronald. 1-0. Starting to realize one of the things with this batter cam, it depends on which stadium you're in on how they have it placed. 1-0. Up top misses 2-0. The entire series with Texas, it's just been placed that their batter cam is placed in a terrible spot where the umpire's always blocking it. They should have it on the other side. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. We'll definitely be going over that during the offseason, and as the season winds down, who the Braves are going to start targeting. But the shortstop is going to be the biggest question, and unless you get a trade, I don't think there's a lot. And the biggest problem with getting a shortstop is a good hitting shortstop, they are hard to find, and they're overpaid for it. The 2-1 inside, 3-1. You look at Corey Seager, who's looked upon as one of the elite in the game. And he was paid, over $300 million. He hasn't lived up to that number realistically. He was great in the World Series for them as the first pitch on, as a 3-1 pitch on the way, it swung on, fouled straight back. Acuna kind of loses his balance and stumbles towards the first base side. Full count. But to pay a guy what they pay him, and you look at his overall numbers, I mean, he's a guy that he was fantastic in their World Series postseason as the 3-2's fouled back. But you look at what he did in 2024, solid, 30 home runs and a 278 average. And this year, well below that mark, 15 home runs so far. He might get 20, 25 if he gets hot. The payoff pitch misses high, full count. But is that worth $300 million a year? Probably not. But that position is overpaid. So when you start seeing people talk about, I saw, who was it? One of the guys that does the post game stuff for YouTube on Braves, he was blathering on as they're going to go out there and look at, they walk Acuna, he heads down to first, and Mike Maddox is going there to talk to Leiter. I think it's just strategy. At first I thought he had the trainer with him, but he does not. But the simple fact of the matter is you're going to overpay for any shortstop. One of the guys that does Braves content on social media, he was blathering on last night about how the Braves need to start looking into Bo Bichette. He saw something in him, and he really liked what he saw. Like, everybody knows, but you're not going to get Bo Bichette. The first pitch on the way to Baldwin is a changeup down and in. It's 1-0. He was a constant target last year in trade talks when the Braves would talk about trying to fix shortstop, and they said over and over again he wasn't for sale. They believed that he was going to pull through. As the 1-0 misses high, 2-0. 2-0 count. He is an unrestricted free agent, but he's going to make some, he's going to bring in some big dollars. The 2-0 pops it up down the line. But they got to find something better than Nick Allen, that's for sure. And I've been saying it for a while, but they need to think of a true platoon system at short. There are guys that you can afford that can play short, right-handed and left-handed bats, give you decent defense, and you make sure you bring Nick Allen back as a utility guy off the bench. So in the 9th inning, in a 1-run lead, you can go put his defense out there. The 2-1 count. Swing, pops that up. And Baldwin's starting to get the bad habits of the rest of the Braves hitters where he's rounding his swing. And I think he's just going for the downs, and that's a pop out, 2 down. But he had his last year of arbitration eligibility was this past year. And I think he's going to go out there, considering Bo Bichette's age. He's 27 years old. He's looked upon to be in his prime. He hit 281 this year so far with 13 home runs. First pitch on the way is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. That's not too far off of what I told you Corey Seager is right now. And he's a lot younger. I don't think he's going to hit 300. The 0-1 swung on, dribbled up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman Simeon. He'll flip it over to first. Had a bit of a trouble juggling and bobbling it, but it's going to be a 4-3 put out as Riley's out by about a step. We'll be back. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Braves trail here in Texas.
2 years ago, I only had $24 in my bank account. Today, I got $17. I know y'all thought this was going to be motivational, but nah, I'm still broke as f***.
Hi y'all, it's time for some more Appalachian insults. They could talk ears off a billy goat. You look like 50 miles of bad road. Well, he wouldn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. The porch light is on, but nobody's home.
Old people really just don't give a about anything. I'm at a customer's house today because beer and groceries just don't buy themselves, and it's an elderly couple. I'm talking to the wife and I ask if they have any kind of issues, and she says go ask my husband, he's in the back room. So I start walking towards the back room and she yells out that he's hard of hearing, so I'm gonna have to speak up. So I get back there and I'm talking to him with a raised voice, trying to be courteous. Now this carries on for about 5 minutes, and after I'm done talking to him, he looks at me and says, I don't know why you're yelling. I might have diabetes and high cholesterol, but I'm not deaf. So I look him square in his ancient eyeballs, and I'm like, well, why in the hell you got me walking around here hooting and hollering for the last 5 minutes when you could have just told me? And on top of that, your wife told me that you're deafer than a doorknob. At that point, he reached into his pocket and told me to come closer and open up my hand. He put 2 Werther's Originals in the palm of my hand and whispered, yup, and we're going to make sure she always believes that. When I was younger, I was afraid of getting old. Now I'm really looking forward to it.
So I'm in LA. I'm 42. Throw this pitch. I mean, just bam! Can't throw it any better. And I looked back at the scoreboard and it said 82. And I went, oh. And it was a frickin' bullet. And then I said, let me throw a changeup. And that was 79. And I went, oh, man, there's just kind of not enough separation anymore.
That was the last year?
Yeah.
You know how you always want to play one more year? I think I did that like 3 years. I was content.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way. Dylan Dodd, lefty-righty matchup. Set to face Heim, who's 2 for 2. Fires a strike in there, it's 0-1. The 0-1 bang foul, it's 0-2. An 0-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Definitely went around on that one. One away. Dylan Dodd, who's looked good coming in. They'll ruin him. They'll leave him out there far too long. Feel like you get a couple of decent innings out of Dylan Dodd, man. Go let him sit down and enjoy the day and get someone else some work in. Braves do not have a day off tomorrow, but they will have a day off next Sunday. The first pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. To the left-handed bat, Josh Smith, who barely got one over the short porch in right field for a 2-run home run. It's 0-1. He's 1 for 2 on the day. The 0-1. Swing. Slices it foul over 2. The 0-2 count. Kicks and fires. 1-2. Lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Corey Seager stands on deck. Of course, Dodd faced him coming into the game. They're probably going to try to get him through one more time. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. In a perfect world, he gets the next 2 batters, both left-handers, and then you start the next inning with the right-hander. Remember, Daysbel Hernandez is back. 2-2 count. 95 high and out of the zone, full count. Yankees still lead the Phillies 4-3 there in the 8th in the Bronx. The payoff pitch. Swing! Fouls it down the line. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Dodd, by the way, is at 43 pitches. The payoff. Swing, chops it over to first, backhanded by Olsen. Bad throw. He'll throw it into towards the on-deck circle of the Texas Rangers. He's having to go against his body on that throw. I think he had time to set his feet and flip it to first as Dodd was racing over to first. That ball was easily a 1.5 feet over his head. Oh, heck, 2 feet over his head. Jordan in his prime's not even getting to that one. So 1 on, 1 out. I'd say that's probably an error. Right now, they're calling that a single. Okay. It's a little home cooking. Lefty-lefty matchup. Corey Seager, the batter. Swing, fouls it away. Off the 1-0, it's now 1-1. Either way, this ought to be Dodd's last batter no matter what. There is a right-hander warmed up in the bullpen trying to make out who that is. He's kind of stepping off to the side. It's the 2-1. Runner at first. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Might be Stratton out there. 2-2. Swing. Hits it up the middle. Back, grabbed by Allen. He's not going to have time to get to the base at second, so he'll flip it to first. And the 6-3 put out. 2 down. Once again, the shift doesn't allow for a double play. So many of these folks that are making the decisions on these shifts in the Braves organization, you can tell they never played the game and they don't know the simple physics of when the ball's hit on the ground like that. There's no way Ozzie can cut in front of him to go grab second. And so you're basically giving up any chance of pulling a double play. That'll be it for Dodd. He did a great job. I think that's Stratton coming in. It looks like him. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, does anybody else miss that part of the pandemic where it was illegal to be all up in people's personal space?
We are pleased to announce some exciting new changes to the NFL season. The first 3 quarters of each game will be shown on NBC. Fans who wish to watch the 4th quarter will have to switch to Peacock. Overtime will be shown on YouTube TV, subject to local blackouts. The NFL playoffs will be shown on a combination of Paramount Plus, Hulu, and Netflix, while the Super Bowl will be streamed on Xbox Live. During the game, there will be a special gambling timeout between every 3rd and 4th down, giving fans at home time to wager on what will happen next. The team whose fan base bets the most on the game will receive an extra timeout at the end of each quarter. And finally, to encourage gambling, quarterbacks will be required to call out FanDuel before every play in the red zone. Thank you, and God bless the United States of gambling.
Armchair.
Mickey became the golden-haired boy, and I came the other guy. You know, I'm glad for Mickey that it worked out that way. On the other hand, I had to feel a little sad because I was getting the other side of the stick.
Back in the realm of the clubhouse, Mickey was also king.
The teammates really had an emotional connection with Mantle. Players related to him, loved him, saw him as a warm human being. He was one of them.
Mickey Mantle was absolutely the greatest, especially with his teammates. If you were Mickey Mantle's friend, you were a friend for life.
And the biggest beneficiary in '61 was Roger Maris.
There was a lot written about me and Roger not liking each other, and that's the farthest thing from the truth that it could ever be. I don't think we ever had an argument. We appreciated each other.
Both Roger and Mickey respected each other's performance under that enormous pressure. And finally, in that '61 season, they actually got an apartment together.
Welcome back. First pitch from Stratton is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, runner at second, 2 outs. The 0-1. Pull that screen back so you can keep an eye on it. Pitch, whoa, inside, 96 miles an hour. 1-1. Hunter Stratton, which they picked up off the trash heap. He's really just an innings eater until they figure things out. Bullpenage, I mean, you talk about a mash unit. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. If we wouldn't get banged, we would be playing the MASH theme song every time we went to the bullpen. But as you can imagine, those rights are owned. The 2-1 count. Up top, called for a strike, 2-2. Taylor 8-1, not bad. The 2-2 count. Swing, fouls it back. Do it again. This must be what it's like to be a Vanderbilt football fan. You know, you're like, all right, man, this is a good old fashioned. It's not the blowout I thought I'd expect to see. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Righty-righty matchup. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 86 miles an hour. I don't know how that struck out Simeon, but it did. Looked like it got there a lot quicker than it did. Hunter Stratton will lower his 18.9 ERA, and we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hi, y'all. It is time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is in hell. Why in hell is eggs so expensive right now?
Hey, you know why they used to call me Coffee in college?
I don't want to know.
Because I grind so fast.
Wait a minute.
What? What is it?
Train this kid to be my replacement, will I? Not on your tin type, sister.
Marriage is so much fun. One of my favorite parts is I get to hear that story that you always forget that you told me over and over again forever until I die.
You know, my TikTok account might be for laughing,
but my bank account is for crying.
Welcome to Cooperstown for the 75th anniversary of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
2014 inductee, Greg Maddux.
Maddux receives 97.2% of the vote.
It's like the ultimate all-star team. You're always nervous until you give your speech. You definitely don't want to bore people.
I was very fortunate to have a brother that I could learn from. He even taught me a little bit about science.
Oh, gosh.
It has to do with a little methane and a lighter, and I still get a huge kick out of it today.
We have fun. We have fun.
That was a unique relationship that I'm like.
The next 7 years were spent winning division titles, watching the kids grow up, watching John Smoltz's hairline recede.
My bald head was just all he cared about.
I spent 12 years in Chicago, 11 in Atlanta, and both places are very special to me. Without experiences in both cities, I would not be standing here today. On behalf of my family and all those I've mentioned, thank you for this incredible honor.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Trying to reset the screens. I think it went far behind. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris II from Booshley. We saw him the other day. Right-hander with a 5.34 ERA. He still shut us down. It's 1-0. The 1-0 slaps it to left. That's through for a base hit. And Michael Harris II comes through, and Money Mike doing some Money Mike type things. Finally got the 3D back.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
Honest Engine, that's not a good pitch to swing at, but if you look at the way the defense was positioned, it was a pitch that he could handle and get it over the third base side because he is intentionally trying to serve it over the third baseman who was playing even with the bag. So if you're looking at it from afar, you think, man, that was still a bad pitch. He got lucky. Really wasn't. It was a good piece of hitting by Harris. As not only was he even with the bag, he was actually about halfway in between third and second. And just like that, Sean Murphy swings at the first pitch, bangs it on the ground. It's going to be a double play. 2 down. And that 3D's still behind him. Might have to try it again and go all the way out of it. Reset the entire thing. We'll go ahead and do that now while there's a break in the action. So 2 up, 2 down. Ozzie Albies the batter, first pitch. 89 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Up high and out of the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Brings it, swing, dribbles it over to first for 3-1. And that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order once again. Same old song. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
If you love someone, set them free. If you hate someone, set them free. Basically,
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the night. Find me something up and crack the jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street.
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
The armchair quarterback, he's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
Welcome back. Program reminder, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns Thursday, August 7th. We'll be talking college football futures. Or I'm sorry, the Thursday show is the NFL. So NFL futures is the first pitch on the way. It's a four-seam fastball down and away from Stratton to Garcia. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Swing. Fouls it back. 1-1. Looks like the 3D finally caught itself back up. Of course, the NFL begins this week. Technically started, they broke camp this past week. But as far as what you are going to be trying to consume, it's the 1-1. That ball got him. Did it hit the bat? Why is he dusting off the bat? I thought that hit him. Did it not? It must have just missed him when it popped out of the glove of Sean Murphy. It looked like it hit him. No, okay, it did miss him. They just did an uptight view on the Texas vision. They weren't showing it on the Braves vision because they're too worried about showing their dopey sideline reporter having batting practice. Whatever that's about. But anyways, the pitch just missed his hand. The 3-1 count. Swing. Fouls it away. And you know Adolis Garcia's like, man, I'm not going to fake like I got hit by a pitch. We're up 8-1. And Stratton's on the mound. I'm going to go for the downs here. So a full count. That's why I always have to have it on a secondary feed because the production on the Braves vision, man, they always get sidetracked. The payoff pitch, down and away, ball 4. So it ends up being a walk anyways to lead off the inning. Righty-lefty matchup now. Jock Peterson, the batter, first pitch swinging, pops it up. Can of corn. Ho, ho, ho. Green Giant. Play of the game there is Austin Riley making the catch. Even with the third base bag on the infield grass, it's one away. One up, one down. Or one on, one down, I should say. Double play would be in order. First pitch on the way is a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. It's going to be tough to turn that double play unless the ball's hit right to short or third. The 0-1. Cutter on the outer edge, 1-1. Or excuse me, 0-2. 0-2 count. Langford 2 for 2 on the day. Carter stands on deck. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 95 right down the pipe. 2 down. Talk about what you could get in the draft. You know, these youngsters, Langford and Carter, they were drafted
by the Rangers the last few years and immediately. That's why whoever the Braves get in that first round next year, I want it to be someone who can make an immediate impact, have a real chance of making the team that following spring. Four-seam fastballs, a swing and a miss strike, it's 0-1. I think it is pointless for a team who is in the middle of a run with a talented, fairly young core to draft someone that you say, 5-6 years from now, he could be our ace. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. That's what you use for your second or third round pick. Your number one pick, if you're in the top 5 next year and you're the Atlanta Braves, you're not in the same position that the Rockies are in. You're not in the same position that the Pirates are in. You can compete. You're looking for a stick that can help you out. The 1-1, swing and a miss, check swing. That's 1 and 2. If you have the number one pick, there might be a starter like a Paul Skeens type that can jump to the. But regardless, I want someone coming out of college. I don't want anything to do with an 18-year-old. He's going to be a good one day, because by the time he develops, all the other guys are going to be either traded, hit free agency, using a walker to get around. The 1-2. 96 misses high, 2-2. Hey, a straight shooter sighting. We haven't seen you in a while. Been a few nights. The 2-2. Swing. Slices it foul. We'll do it again. We even have a Thomas sighting. I believe you're the one that lives out in Japan, right? The 2-2. Swing, slices it foul. Fists it down the line. We'll do it again. Braves this following week, it's a little bit of a weird schedule. We're Monday night, Tuesday night, and then a day game on Wednesday, which is a 2:10 first pitch. Monday and Tuesday are 7:40, by the way. We're in Kansas City. Thursday night, we're at Cincinnati at a 7:10 first pitch. There's the 2-2. Slider down and away, full count. And then Friday morning, we're in Cincinnati. It's 12:40 Atlanta time. And we will leave that Cincinnati Stadium to head to Bristol for Saturday night. There's a 3-2 pitch is fouled straight back. Another full count. Saturday night game is in Bristol. And that's the end of a 3-game series in Cincinnati. So we don't have a typical Monday or Thursday off. It's Sunday that we're off next week. So enjoy it. I know we're going to try to. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it into center field. Drifting back, making the catch is Harris, and that'll end the inning. Good job by Stratton to keep it right where it's at. We'll see if we can put some dents on the scoreboard. Allen and then the top of the order due up next.
I'm literally pissed at my husband this morning because I'm on dead empty in my own car that he doesn't drive and didn't know it was on empty. And I put it off because it's so cold outside. But now it's even colder outside. And now here I am getting my own car, its own gas in the freezing cold. And I'm honestly pissed at him. Anybody else?
What's the difference between me and a fence post? One of us is hard to get through, but it sure ain't me.
I'm not a Hall of Famer. I'm the guy that doesn't take the trash out, gets cramps, picks up the dog out of the yard.
You meet someone every now and then that's like, oh, that's really cool. And, you know, Chase and I probably have the same, like, no, it's really not.
Yeah. He was always fun dad, though. He was always just playing around or jumping in the pool when they were little.
He'd always take us to mini golf on his off days. Yeah. He'd have to bring his own putter every time, would take it way too seriously.
I went there to practice my putting. No.
Yeah, he wasn't bonding with us. He was practicing his golf game.
I feel like Atlanta, I was too young to like really truly remember. So definitely like Chicago, because I was able to go in all the time. Grew up, you know, throwing bullpens in the outfield and, you know, taking BP and taking grounders at third.
When he was younger, the Braves really didn't want the kids in there. Snuck him in one day in Pittsburgh. It's the second inning.
and one of the clubbies comes down, and they're like, "Hey, Greg, Chase is up there throwing up." I'm like, "Oh, really? Are you kidding me?" Go up there and come to find out he drank like 9 slushies and was throwing up the blue slushy all over the Pirates clubhouse.
They had a make your own slushy station in, the food room. So I went in there as, a little kid and was just loading up the syrup. Just couldn't get enough. And
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today.
Welcome back, Braves Country. Bobby Bushley is on the mound here as we start the 8th inning. It's a strike right there to Allen. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 82 on the outer edge. 0-2. That zone is definitely getting a little larger, but you can imagine 8-1. That's going to happen. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. It still dumbfounds me that the Hall of Fame does their whole spiel on a Sunday afternoon in the summer where everybody in Major League Baseball is playing games. The 1-2, caught looking, strike 3. Off the edge, 3 inches off the plate. He's going to do that with an 8-1 score, and it dumbfounds me that Tim Hyer doesn't go to any of these guys and say, "Hey, look, read the room. It is a 7-run game in the 8th inning. You're not going to get a call." And if it's on the borderline, Laz Diaz is infamously known for his horrific ability to be behind the plate, his lack of ability to be behind the plate. He's giving everything to an out because he wants to go get himself a sandwich. First pitch on the way to Jerks and Profar is off the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And a lot of these ones that you're seeing on the screen where you're seeing the dots, I'll go ahead and straighten back up as they continue to put the camera in the wrong position here in Texas. You're seeing these dots hit the screen on the 1-1 pitch. That's not where the ball is hitting. It's where it's being framed and where the umpire is calling the strike. That pitch right there makes it 1-2, and that was actually in the zone, and that actually was where it was. But most of them is the 1-2. Right there on the inner cut, just misses. 2-2. It was off the plate, but you see it barely touching the zone. That's because that's where Jonah Heim is framing it. 2-2 count. Swing, slaps it to left, and making a sliding catch is Langford. Good defensive play, 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. Bobby Bushley, who's coming in here, the high ERA, he is doing pretty good work here so far for the Rangers. First pitch to Matt Olson, misses high. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Off the plate, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Matt Olson 0 for 3. The 2-0, swing, slaps it back foul. Braves have 3 hits, 1 run. Scored 1 run in the second, and that is it. They've had 2 hits since then. 2-1 count. Swing and a miss, 4-seamer, 2-2. Well behind on that fastball. This trade deadline can't get here fast enough. I'm really excited to see what the Braves do end up doing. If there's anything that they bring in that we can build off for next year, or is it just to clear space, cap space? The 2-2 down below the knees. He got the call, man. He's lucky he did. Full count. Laz Diaz has been punching them out left and right. They've been consistently off the plate, but they have rang up 8 strikeouts so far today. The payoff pitch, inside ball 4. So, doesn't really warrant it, but you know what? We haven't had a lot to chop about today, so let's do it.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Ronald Acuna Jr., your batter. Seems like he's been stuck on 13 for a hot minute, which of course is his jersey number. Cole Winn is warming up in the bullpen, the right-hander, first pitch swinging. Dribbles it over to third, and he'll stay right there at 13. Unlucky 13 is stuck on 13. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Cool things we did at school that kids today will never experience. Taking a coin to buy a pencil and praying it's the one you really wanted, then going back to class and proudly sharpening it. Taking a big whiff of a marker, pretending to be high. Letting Elmer's glue dry on your palm and then peeling it off. Admit it, you did this at least once when you were a kid.
This is Bob, and yes, I'm in another battlefield. This is Stones River, as the Confederates called it, or Murfreesboro, according to the Union, where General Bragg and his 40,000 Confederates were wintering just south of Nashville. But here came Rosecrans, ordered by Lincoln, because he had not had a victory since Antietam and the Emancipation Proclamation. He wanted another one, and here in the mid-theater is where he thought he could get it, at this battlefield. It was brutal on both sides.
As he got older, I remember it just being like so funny. Yeah. I remember in, I think it was San Diego, and you were like 40, and they were just like yelling at you, they're like, eat another pizza, Maddox. We loved that one. That was funny.
If you ask me what was the one line that he said that most stands out to you, it would be, I'm playing with house money. He would say that to me all the time. Anytime I talk about, another Cy Young or some other record that he was approaching, the ERA under 2, he's like, playing with house money.
I never thought I was the best, but I always try to get the most out of my ability. Some guys try harder than others. Some guys work harder than others.
Everything to him was house money. That he was much better than he thought, pitched a lot longer than he thought, played on more winning teams than he thought.
This is the good one, though, the World Series trophy. That's the one you share for a lifetime with your teammates and family and friends and city. The Cy Youngs are nice, but I'm really probably the only one that cares about them. Lots of people care about that.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Stratton is a 4-seam fastball, high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Stratton out there for another inning of work. You know what that means. You getting DFA'd, baby. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it away, 1-1. They got something cooking. Stratton, he came to the Braves with an ERA of over 23 when they got him off the trash heap. They're shooting for 2 1/3 innings with him, which means he wouldn't be available to pitch for the next few days. Is the 1-2 or 1-1 right there for a strike? It's 1-2, and all that means is that they're going to bring somebody up to start or a bullpen game type, and they're not going to use Stratton. 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves at the beginning of a long road trip. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. I believe, memory serves, this is the last, well, actually Friday night was the latest game that we'll have the rest of the year for the Braves. This is the furthest west that we're going. As the 3-2's fouled back. We're in the middle of a road trip. Takes us to Kansas City next and then Cincinnati. 8:05 was the first pitch on Friday, and I believe that's the latest we have left. I'm double checking. Payoff pitch. Fouls it back. Do it again. Yeah, that's it. Unless something screwy happens with the rain delay or something like that. The latest scheduled first pitch the rest of the way is 7:40. We'll do that a few times this week and a few times in September. The 3-2 swung on, lifted, high and deep into right field, drifting back, making the catch is Acuna. One down. They've got this is a really random one. On Saturday, September 20th, the Atlanta Braves are playing the Detroit Tigers at 1:10 in the afternoon. I don't know what the reasoning is. I do know I heard that Detroit was trying to do more and more day games. A couple of buddy of mine are Tiger fans. They're from the area. And I always joked with them as the first pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball right there on the edge. It's 0-1. I asked them if they were doing those day games on the weekends to keep people from getting shot and stabbed in downtown Detroit. The 0-1, right there on the outer edge, it's 0-2. They didn't deny it, but they just said, no, that's not it. So an 0-2 count. And I don't believe we're going to be picked up for any Sunday night baseball, so you don't have to worry about that the rest of the way. The 0-2, swing, rips it over to first, line drive, caught by Olsen, 2 down. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Stewie. 2 down. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball at the top of the zone. Called for a strike. Smith, the batter, it's 0-1. Of course, they won't have to face anyone in the ninth unless they put at least 7 runs on the board. So Stratton's trying to fill the end of this game. And like I said, you can pretty much expect that he's going to get DFA'd. Maybe he won't, but I'd be shocked. The 0-2. Regardless, they're trying to give the rest of the bullpen the rest of the day off. The 0-2 swing, slaps it towards left. That's going to get down for a base hit. I know the rate in Detroit has fallen quite a bit recently because mainly everybody's left, but it's still a funny joke no matter how you look at it. 1 on, 2 out. First pitch on the way to Seager is foul back out of play. It's 0-1. They were the 4th highest murder rate in the United States in the last census taken in 2018, but it has fallen a bit since then because of the fleeing of the city. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. But I do like that Detroit stadium. It looks like it's a nice little stadium that they've built there as the 1-1 pitch, down and in 2-1. Now, it's one of the reasons why we picked the Tigers to follow in the playoffs for the play-by-play in October is because they feel like an underdog city, one that's trying to come back, and I just think baseball's better in the American League when the Detroit Tigers are doing well. Maybe that's just me growing up on that. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Tigers, when I was a kid, I mean, they were always pretty competitive back in the Sparky Anderson days. And they just had a huge drop-off for years, and they finally started to come back. Stratton steps off the mound for a second. We've got a 5-game, 4-day homestand versus the Marlins in early August. And one of those, and this one little surprised me, because you figure with just the way Braves country is set up, figure all these SEC football fans is a 2-2 Seager. They've got a doubleheader on that Saturday, August 9th. And the college football won't be kicking as the 2-2's dropped into the left field down for a base hit. There are a lot of preseason football games on that day, and I believe, I have to double check that, they might have moved it around, but at one point the Falcons were supposed to be playing that day. Base hit for Seager, and the inning continues. I don't think you're going to see any help from the bullpen. I believe it is what it is. Stratton's got to try to get one more out. I don't know if anybody has that in front of them. I'm going to try to pull it up real quick. First pitch on the way to Simeon is off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Okay, yeah, they did move it. So they ended up moving the Friday night game August 7th. It's still going to compete with the Braves home game, but nonetheless, 1-0 outside wide, 2-0. I guess that's the first home games, the first preseason game of the Falcons. Yeah, it is. They're playing 2 home games, the 2-0. Swing, that ball's belted high and deep, but I don't think it's quite enough. About 10 feet in front of the 372 sign, and that'll end the inning. 362, not quite enough. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
What happened to TV shows with 20 episodes a year? Like, why am I waiting 3 years for 6 mediocre episodes? Those 20-episode shows used to be bangers, too. Now I got a grown-ass man telling me that he's 16-year-old Will Byers.
You gotta put the hold on, say that again. When you making Kool-Aid, and you got the 4-pound bag of sugar, you put 2 pounds in there per picture of Kool-Aid. I put 2 pounds in the first one. I got 2 pounds in the second. That's insane. Not really. That's wild as doing it my whole life. No comment, cause that probably slapped.
Went to Superstore yesterday. Some guy threw a bottle of mayonnaise at me. I was like, what the hell, man?
The Redbirds looked ready to take flight again in 1985. The arrival of Jack Clark offered a much-needed thump to the lineup.
I'll tell you, he can flat turn around a fastball. He can turn around a lot of pitches.
The acquisition of John Tudor made the rotation one of the league's best.
Swing and a miss, and in a row.
And maybe the most important addition was a rookie who wasn't even supposed to be on the roster.
In early April, Willie McGee gets injured, so there's a big hole in the outfield. But that's when Vince Coleman comes calling.
When Vince came up, I knew Vince was going to stick. I played with Vince. Vince and I started together in rookie ball. So when they said he was coming up, people started asking me, is this kid really this good? I said, well, believe me, he can fly. He doesn't run, he flies.
There goes the runner. They pitch out the throw. Saved at second base.
Coleman would steal 110 bases, a major league rookie record, and his approach was contagious, as it seemed like every Cardinal runner had the green light.
This was the real whitey ball here. A team that stole 200 bases before, now is stealing 300 bases.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Texas Rangers pounding the Braves again, 8-1. Braves' best chance to win this series. They let that slip away. Cole Wynn's going to try to answer the bell here out of the pen. First pitch on the way to Baldwin is a four-seam fastball below the knees. It's 1-0. Braves' best chance to win was last night's game where they lost in extras. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. That was Grant Holmes' day, and of course, He ended up on the IL with elbow inflammation. The 1-1. Fouls it back 1-2. So you can pour another one out for your starting rotation homies. Every player that was on the starting rotation on opening day is now on the IL. The 1-2. Outside wide 2-2. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Baldwin goes down on strikes. 1 up, 1 down. Cole Winn, 1.47 ERA. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball high and out of the zone to Austin Riley. It's 1-0. 1-0. Outside wide, called for a wide strike. That's a good old-fashioned Laz Diaz strike. It's 1-1. 2-3 inches off the plate. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. That last one, Jonah Heim didn't even try to frame it. He's like, man, he's going to call it a strike anyways. I don't even have to try to frame that one. He just kind of gently moved the glove in and he got the strike. Cole Winn from Longmont, Colorado is the one. One's foul back. It's 1-2. Just 18 innings this year, but a 1.5 ERA. He was drafted by the Rangers in the first round, 15th overall pick, back in 2018. The 1-2, swing and a miss. 2 down. Been back up with the Rangers this year since the middle of May. 25-year-old fires the first pitch to Harris, who's the last hope for the Atlanta Braves. He lifts it down the left field line, but it'll just go foul. It's 0-1. Braves trail 8-1, top of the 9th. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Braves down to their last strike. Michael Harris, 1 for 3 on the day with the soft single to left. Batting .226 on the year, so he's lifted his average quite a bit the last week or so. The 0-2. Lifts it to left center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. That goes off the wall. That's extra bases. And Money Mike says, not yet, baby.
What they know about that? God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight. Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
One thing he's doing better and better this last little week or so, it's raised his average since the All-Star break. He's staying inside the ball and he is generating power to the opposite field. That one almost left the building, but regardless, it split the defenders, and there's nothing better than going shopping in the gap. First pitch on the way is a P at the knees, strike to Smurf. It's 0-1. Sean Murphy, the only RBI of the day. He's 1 for 3 with the grounds rule double. The 0-1. 90 miles an hour at the knees. 0-2. 0-2 count. Wynn about to throw his 16th pitch of the inning. If Murph can reach, Ozzie stands on deck. You would think Ozuna would bat after him. The 0-2. Do you go around? They might ring him up just because it's... Nope. They're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, 1 and 2. I thought they'd say, hey, man, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's go grab a beer. Let's go ahead and call this one. So a 1-2 count. Those of y'all who are still hanging around, appreciate you spending your Sunday with Braves country. The 1-2 fouls it away. We'll do it again. Braves will be in Kansas City tomorrow. First pitch, 7:40. We'll do Braves country today at noon tomorrow. We'll talk about the trade possibilities. For you country club members, you'll be able to see it live. You can catch the audio replay tomorrow night as the 1-2, down and in 2-2. Part of our pregame show. Figure at this point there's no real reason to go through breaking down the series like we have been. It's more looking about what's ahead. And there's a lot of rumors out there flying, and some of them are actually legitimate. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Murphy down on strikes, and the Texas Rangers break out the brooms and sweep the Braves here in Texas. Braves lose another tough one, 8-1. They lost 8-1 today, 6-5 in extras last night, and 8-3 on Friday. It's been coming a thing where the Braves are losing by multiple runs and losing the game early because of the starting pitching. Bullpen's doing as much as they can to try to keep them in the game, and they did a good job today. You look at the bullpen, you look at what they did coming in. Elder was charged with all 8 of those runs. Dodd came in and gave you 3 innings, no earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 hits. Stratton, who isn't even probably going to be a part of this team tomorrow, gave you 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. But Bryce Elder was the name of the game. We talked about at the pregame. Elder, 2 2/3, 6 hits allowed, 8 runs, 4 walks, which is the most concerning, and 3 strikeouts. But they are on fumes trying to figure out this rotation, so he'll probably get another start next weekend in Cincinnati. I just hope they don't line him up to pitch in Bristol. Let's put our best foot forward when that happens. We'll see you tomorrow, Braves country. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. The sun will come out tomorrow, right? Y'all have a good one. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face.
And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.